Hey guys, it's Julia, and today I'm going to be talking about the things that bother me as a reader. Today I'm going to be talking about the things that bother me as a reader. And I'm going to get right into this. I'm not going to stall because I've got quite a few. But the first one is I do not like it. Like, it really drives me up the wall whenever people are unnecessarily mean. Nope, that's not the right word. That's not the right word. Okay. So people who are mean when they don't need to be mean. And for example, I'm talking like obviously on comments on YouTube videos, but also like in reviews. I just don't like it when people are like, this book is trash, the author is stupid, like why did I even read this book? Because it is just the worst thing I've ever read. Like obviously people have the right to their own opinion when it comes to reviewing books, but I feel like there's a way to do it in a respectful way and not be like bashing the author or bashing the book itself. Because the work and the time and the effort that goes into writing a book is way more than you can imagine if you've never done it before. So I think that there's a respectful way to review books without bashing people or bashing the author or bashing the book itself. Also, I feel like this kind of like goes over into like bashing people for having an opinion. Like I see it all the time. I see people be like, I don't like this book, or I don't like, this is why. And they say it in a respectful way, and then people just freak out like, I can't believe you didn't like this book was amazing, you're stupid because I loved this book. Like everybody has a right to their own opinion, whether you agree with it or not. That's just the way it is. That is life, my friend. But anyway, next thing I don't like as a reader, this isn't something that I just absolutely don't like. It's just something that I would rather, like I just prefer the other thing over this, and that would be ebooks. I don't really care for ebooks. It's not that I feel like they're just like stupid and they have no purpose in life. I just feel like that for me personally, I don't like being on a screen. One of the things I really like about books is that I'm constantly on a screen. With work and, YouTubing, I'm always in front of a computer screen. I'm on my phone doing social media marketing. So whenever I have a chance to sit down and read an actual book, I don't want to be in front of a screen. I want to be in front of a physical book. And so I think that a lot of people are that way, and I don't have anything against people who love ebooks. I just personally don't like ebooks for myself. Another thing, and this is going to surprise a lot of people, I don't like using bookmarks. And the reason, and this is funny coming from somebody who makes bookmarks in her shop, but the reason why is I just lose them all the time. It's not that I don't feel like they have a purpose, but I lose them. I never usually have them when I'm reading a book. So I'll literally usually just grab like a piece of paper that's sitting beside me, or like a receipt, or my kid's drawing, or even like a candy wrapper. I've used that without chocolate on it. And, but literally I never use a bookmark. I have so many bookmarks, but I don't use them. So I guess it's not that I don't like them. It's just that I don't have the time to find them, or I'm too lazy to find them in my house, even though I have gazillions, between getting them in book boxes and actually making them myself. The next thing is also like a personal preference, and that is that I don't like writing in books. I feel like everybody has the right, again, to do what they want to do with their own books, as long as it's their book. Don't write in other people's books. That's a no. Unless they say you can. But me personally, I don't write in my books. I get really weird whenever people touch my books with like dirty hands. I love to loan my books out, but I don't like when they come back and they have like fingerprints on them, or like food, or any of that stuff. Which I mean, I expect some of that stuff to happen when I loan out my books, and that's kind of like, you have to expect that when you do that. But I almost would rather spread the joy of books and then maybe just buy a new one if I have to, because that's a risk you take loaning out your books. But I seriously, it makes me get all like, whenever I have a book that has fingerprints on it. My kids, I had gotten 3 Dark Crowns, and my kids, it was one of those covers that was like a matte cover, and my kids touched all over it, and it had fingerprints all over it, and it drove me nuts. Like, it literally drove me up the wall. I couldn't stand it. So I am going to be buying another copy. I did loan that copy out and just told her that she could keep it because I can't do it with, it's gross. It's gross. It grosses me out. Anyway, so the next thing that I find horrid as a reader is, again, the matte covers, because like I said, they get all grimy and gross, so I don't like them. Whenever I get one, it's a beautiful book and it's all like the matte finish books, I'm like, no, because I know like I'm gonna put fingerprints on it myself, because that's just how those books are. They just are more susceptible to like picking up the oils off your fingers and, you know, food and whatever else you touch. Another thing as a reader that I'm not so fond of is my messy bookshelf. I have this weird, like, my bookshelves cannot be messy. The rest of my house can be messy, and I could care less if it's messy. But if my bookshelf is messy, if my library area is messy, I freak out. So people come in my house is trashed, kids stuff everywhere, food on the counters, dirty dishes, and then you walk into my library area and it's pristine and beautiful and amazing, and it's like, I will just come stand in here and look around. I'm just so amazed at the beautifulness of my library, and it will always stay clean for the most part. And whenever it gets messy, I get all because I just can't take it. I cannot stand it. I hate a messy library. I cannot take it. So my last thing is kind of similar to the ebook pet peeve that I have, and that is I actually do not like paperback books. Whenever I first started reading, I didn't mind them as much, but as I started reading more and more and like really loving having like a physical book, I started not liking paperbacks. And the reason for this is simple, and that is that the spines get cracked and the front covers get bent, and they just don't look as pretty. And like, I know my husband, like, he prefers a paperback because he likes when it gets all like, you know, used. It gives him like a certain kind of sense of accomplishment, I guess, for reading it and like seeing all the crinkles and everything. But for me, I don't like it at all. I like my books to look pristine and beautiful all the time because I feel like they're like my trophies on my bookshelf. So I prefer a hardback over a paperback all the time. And I've actually started to slowly replace my paperback books with hardback books if I can. That's one of the issues that I have with like adult books, is a lot of them only come in paperback. And so I don't buy them as much because I'm like, this book I will have to buy in paperback. If I'm on Amazon and I only have the option to get the paperback, I literally won't buy it because I just don't want paperback books. And that's just a personal preference. Like, everybody's different and everybody has their personal preferences on bookish stuff and other things. But for me, like, I just would rather not have a paperback book and maybe listen to the audiobook instead and just not have the physical book. So that is really it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe if you're not already. And I would love to hear your bookish pet peeves or things that you don't like as a reader. And that is really it for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!